Alright, so I was going to have another video. I'll split them up because the other ones started me rambling. I got some parts back from a buddy and the intake tube for the tubing for the intake. Got all that stuff back, so I went over some of that. But now I'm going to go over doing this back piece. I know in the video I said it was going to be, or the last video on the trunk enclosure I said it was finished. And I still debated if I want to do this back part, so I think I am going to do it. So I started getting this cardboard template cut out. I'm about to cut the top pieces, and then once I do that, I'll probably add a couple blocks in here just to sit that top piece on. So it might be a couple of them, and this piece, the whole back piece will be one piece, so everything will be screwed together and wrapped together. I'll just build it in a few different sections, but it makes sense once I start cutting out of wood and actually get it all pieced together. So I have a few measurements of the top pieces. I'll get those cut out, and then I'll get them cut out and try to follow the lines back here. For the most part, it's pretty flat, but I think it goes in a little bit in a few sections. So I'll get that all cut out, get my cardboard template designed, and since it's going to be covered and the piece of plywood I have isn't wide enough to do it in one piece, this back piece and the top, so it'll probably be 4 pieces in total. This back piece right here will be probably cut down the middle, and I'll use some type of board behind it to join them together, and then same thing with the top. So I'm gonna get this cut out, I'm gonna get the top pieces roughed in, and I don't think I might, it's still a nice view out there, but I know it's gonna get dark fast. But if I get the cardboard template all designed tonight, I'll come back out tomorrow morning, try to get it cut out of wood, and hope I have enough material left over, which I think I do, but it will be close. So let me stop talking, I'll put the camera down, and I'll cut you guys back on once I have the cardboard cut out. And if there's enough time, I'll transfer it over to the plywood and try to get that cut out and knocked out today. If not, I'll just do it in the morning. Took a lot less than I thought, and just kept it nice and simple. So like I said, when I build it, this bottom piece will probably be 2 pieces. Same thing with the top, it'll be 2 pieces, but it'll be all mounted together eventually. And I believe that closes, so I might fill in this gap here. Oh, you know what? Nah, that'd be a little tough to fill that in too, because that was full and I just slipped it over. It'd be nice, but the length of it, I have to pretty much put it in an angle and probably just tap one side in so it's nice and snug. But maybe, I don't know. But I'll show you guys what I did. So that's its own piece, and then this side is its own piece. I'll just tape together so I can see how it looks. This little tool did come in hand a little bit, and just these back corners, just get that little shape. So it did come in handy. I could have just cut some cardboard and kept trimming it, but I did have this piece right here. It was left over from that 4x8 sheet, and the cardboard I had was flimsy, so I taped this on there to stiffen it up. And I might use it because it's just about the size. I cut it a little short just so I had room to play with, but I might use it. So the 1/4 inch plywood, I'll pretty much screw or attach to this piece here, and I'll stiffen it up, and then still might have to add a block or two for the top pieces, just because if I drill into that, I'm pretty sure it'll start to splinter. But I could pre-drill some holes and run the screw down and use some wood glue, and it should be okay. If not, well, when I run the 1/4 inch plywood down here, if I put that there, it should be good, and that way these top pieces will have something to support to. Of course, it'll be drilled in and secured, and it tucks in nicely up in this little groove here. So yeah, don't think this one's going to be that hard. So I think I'm going to start transferring these shapes over to the 1/4 inch plywood. Alright, so got everything traced out for the most part. If I cut it right, I should still have all this left over for who knows what, but it'll be a spare piece of wood in case I have another little project come up or something. But like I said, I'll use this 1/2 inch piece as a little brace behind, because this part will be split in two, because it's about 49 inches wide. I need 51 3/8 or somewhere close, so pretty much split the difference, and I'll cut these two sections out of it, and they will be attached to this board right here. And I'll take some of this wood, scrap pieces, and probably build a brace for the top piece, even though that might be thick enough if I drill the holes in the right spot, but better safe than sorry. I could throw that on there and I'll just add more support. And I'm thinking I might take some of this, or maybe even the 1/2 inch, and put it along the edges, because like I said, how it's going to hold it in there is pretty much just compression, or it's going to be held in there just by itself. So if I can stiffen up the edges so it's not just a 1/4 inch, if I can stiffen it up a little bit, I think it'll hold a little bit better long term versus this. It might be a little too thin, but it'll work for what I need. So if I feel like I need to add some bracing in there, I will. I could also just use this 1/2 inch stuff and cut it along the edges, so we'll see. Alright, so pretty sure I left you guys off with tracing the template off or onto the 1/4 inch plywood. So it's all transferred over, cut out. I have a little bit of trimming to do, but I'll do that with sanding. Like I said, these are two different pieces here, and I use that longer piece of the 1/2 inch to anchor it down a little bit. Thinking about putting blocks in where all the screws are, so I might just back those out and throw like some of these in there. And if I do it right, cut them at the right height, there'll be supports for the top pieces, and then I'll be able to screw those top pieces down to these blocks here. So that's what I'm planning, just to give it a little bit more support, so everything fits nice and tight. I need to throw a 1/2 inch block at the bottom of here, so I might just throw a whole piece here to stiffen it up, and then probably a piece on this outside and on this outside. I don't think I have enough to, I wish I'd have just done the whole thing out of 1/2 inch, but you live and you learn. So this is going to work out fine, save a few bucks, but yeah, so that's probably what it's going to look like in there. The screws are in, it's braced and ready for some sanding in the morning, and then I'll attempt to wrap it, see if I have enough material or not, which it will be close. Ooh, it's gonna be a little too close for comfort, so I don't know, might be two different pieces. Might have to find a little line or something to well, I don't know, I might just order some another roll of it or fold of it since it comes folded. So either do that, or what I could do, yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Just use that split down the middle, and so will be a little split here. I'll just use that as two separate pieces and butt them together and call it good there. But come out in the morning and round these edges off a little bit and then wrap it. But that's it. Alright, so came out today finishing up the trunk enclosure. I think last night I left off, I had the pieces cut out of wood and all braced up. So today I came out, I sanded the edges a little bit to round them off, like on this top part. I'm doing this on the phone, so it might look a little different from the camera. But then it just came out and it's not the warmest. So it's 60 in the garage. I had the space heater going. It's a little colder outside, and I just barely had enough material. I said that's all I had left. A little piece right there. So I didn't have to order more, but the way I wanted to do it, I had to do it in it's actually forced material. I'm doing it on the phone because it has a light, so you can see a little bit better in there. So the top piece is on one piece, and then it wraps around a little bit, and then there's a cut line all the way across. And then the bottom section is actually 3 sections, which unless you're in there, you're really not going to see the seams. So I didn't put it right in the middle. I had to stack them to the towards the outside. So some of the videos I watched said if you're going to make a seam, don't do it right in the middle because that's where your eye goes to first. So I kind of spaced them out a little bit. So it's one piece here, one piece in the middle, one piece down there. But yeah, I think it came out nice. Yeah, you guys a better look with the light on, with the whole trunk. Yeah, the phone picks up a little bit better with the light on it. But yeah, it's looking good. And then since this is one piece, this piece right here, I left it intact until I slid it in, and I just put one cut right down the middle, and the extra fabric kind of wraps around it. So we're all good there. Closes no problem. But yeah, what do you guys think? I like how it came out. It's nice and snug. I know I said I was going to put Velcro in here, which I'll still go back and put some in a couple places. I just got little strips like that. So it says it's heavy duty, so we'll see how much it actually holds. But for the most part, everything's held in by the trunk enclosure. I only have that one piece attached to the body up here. So I'll probably put the Velcro here, even though this piece is held in by the 2 side pieces. The 2 side pieces are held in by the back piece, which is in there pretty snug. So I'm really not worried about anything moving around. But like I said, I'll put the Velcro here just in case. Probably some towards the bottom. And then I know how those braces at the bottom of the side pieces, so I might do them there just because, and then probably do 1 or 2 on this back piece just so it's a little bit more secure. But like I said, for the most part, it's nice and snug in there. Everything's holding everything in, and not too worried about it. But man, I had to do it. I know in the last video I said it was finished, and I was still debating on doing that back piece. Obviously, I was going to do the back piece, but wish I would have had the 1/2 inch plywood instead of the 1/4 inch. They didn't have the 1/2 inch I was looking for up there. They did have MDF, but I didn't want to go MDF on it. It's a little bit heavier, so I went the 1/4 inch and ended up having to brace that with the leftover 1/2 inch stuff I had. So if I'd have just had the 1/2 inch, I'd have been fine. It just saved me a few steps. But I like how it turned out. and it's pretty much the same concept of doing the rest of the trunk enclosure. Do your cardboard cutouts, make sure you get that right, transfer it over to whatever material you're going to use. Get that right, keep in mind for the thickness of the trunk liner material, and then wrap it, and nice and simple. Like I said, you could go all out, you can put designs in, you can put LEDs back here, you can do whatever you want. I just wanted to keep it nice and simple. I'm not too flashy, but nice clean look in here. That's all I was going for. I know those wires are sticking out, but I mentioned those. I think one's for the amp, one's for the fuel level, and I don't know what the third one's for, but they're just hanging out there. There's a little notch in there, so nothing's getting pinched. But like I said, once I put the amp back there, or the sub, once I connect the wires, I'll probably run them back the other way so they're hidden behind the trunk enclosure. But yeah, it's really wasn't that bad. All in all, still around that $200 mark, which isn't bad for a do-it-yourself project. I would suggest, like I said, I use the Super 90 and the Super 77. I think the 77 is a little bit better. It dries a little bit faster. But that's just my opinion. And then if you're going to do it, make sure you get a good pair of scissors and some sharp blades if you're using like a box cutter. But yeah, get some pretty sharp scissors. They will help. I use some cheap ones I just had laying in the garage for years, and it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes, but other than that, it's pretty easy. I know 87SS boy, I know you said you're going to do it this winter. Looking forward to it. But other than that, like I always say, if there's something I haven't done that you guys want to see me do, just hit me up in the comments or hit me up on Instagram, Dash Garage, and when I get to it, I'll try to pay a little bit more attention to it. And if there's something I've already done on the car you have questions about, there's videos on everything, so you can go back and watch the videos. They're all in a playlist, or just hit me up in the comments or hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions. I know I've had a couple people hit me up in the last couple weeks about motor mounts or Holley stuff. I'm no expert on the engine stuff. I'm still learning myself, but if you're in that same stage, I have no problem trying to help you out. But like I said, once you get into all the engine build stuff, I have no idea what I'm doing. But like I said, there's information out there. There's people willing to help. So if you need some help, just hit me up and I'll try to answer the questions the best I can. But yeah, it's just getting there. Just looking real good. But yeah, that's it for today.